Thanks for tuning in for another album review. This episode I will be covering the 7th studio album from Iowa metal stalwart Slipknot. Known for their masks, which differ on every album cycle, and amazing live shows you have to see before you die, Slipknot have been one of the most well-known metal bands in the general public outside maybe Metallica. From iconic albums such as 1999's self-titled and 2001's Iowa, they cultivated a huge following. But it was 2003's Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses, and 2008's All Hope Is Gone that really skyrocketed their career. Even with losses of longtime bassist Paul Gray, amazing drummer Joey Jarson, and eclectic percussionist Chris Fenn, they still managed to put out amazing music that's one half chaotic and another half emotional, with some songs also drawing the line between those two ultimatums. The title of this album may try to implicate that this is the band's last record, but I think they have more creative ideas in the collective whole of 9, yes I said 9, band members. So, what does the end so far have to offer? The album kicks off with a very slow burn of a track known as Adderall, which is a very ironically named track because it kind of barely keeps my attention, a bit of a slog. Not horrible, just a bit to get through. It's like trying to run through quicksand. It's not really fun. That's kind of essentially the problem with this album. That it kind of has some very bloated song lengths that kind of overstay their welcome. They overdid that exact same problem on their last full length in 2019's We Are Not Your Kind. Although it's lessened here, it's not as bad. The second track, The Dying Song, in parentheses, Time to Sing, breezes through so easy with a nice melodic chorus and a hectic verse. The one consistent throughout this album is the drumming. Jay Weinberg is playing amazing here, and especially on this song. The next track, The Chapeltown Rag, is the song that you kind of play to get people to know what Slipknot sounds like in a surface level kind of way. An amazing song from front to back, especially from Corey Taylor's notable anger in both lyrics and vocals. Yen is yet another slow burn track, but does pick up in parts and keeps my attention. One of my probably favorite cuts from this record is Hive Mind. A near minute intro and then kicking the amazing drumming from Jay that I mentioned earlier, all into a very chaotic song from start to finish. Even the small instances of Sean Cran's iconic keg hitting makes the percussion of the song sound so amazing. The riff to Warranty drives through the beginning and keeps you headbanging through, and add a nice little touch with a nice guitar solo from Mick Thompson, and you got a bit of a nice tune. Medicine for the Dead continues the long intro trend with a near 2-minute intro build-up before Corey's vocals come through. This song isn't super crazy, but it's also not super boring, but does also feel like a slog to get through. I don't mind long songs at all, just have to make it interesting or worth the existence of those extra minutes. Acidic plays very similar, but Corey's vocals make it worth a while with some moments that do make the song interesting and keep me to want to keep listening to it. The drum fill at the beginning of Heirloom is just a chef's kiss before Sid Wilson's turntable scratches and effects kick in. A more melodic short song, and not as crazy heavy, but very, very enjoyable. Then there's Hell, stylized as H377, is an amazing song with Corey hitting some faster vocals in parts of the verses. The short chant-based chorus makes this an epic banger on the album. And the final two tracks, Sade and the aptly named Finale, are both victims of the slogfest trend some of the songs fall into. Definitely fine to listen to in the context of the album, but definitely not songs I'd listen to on their own on repeat. This album, as I mentioned multiple times, is a bit much to get through. album is nearly 58 minutes with only 12 songs. Definitely some time cuts could have been made, but I have learned not to question the creative decisions of the fellow Iowa boys, although I do criticize it. But with a lot of great drumming, solid guitar work, consistent vocals, and some pretty good percussion and turntable effects splashed in, it is not a bad Slipknot album by any means. The end so far gets a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And make sure to tune to my next video where I will cover some of the past week's singles. Hope you like that series. I'll try to continue that more often. And I'll see you in the next video. Adios.